your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. Bello on the bello on the
Yo, what's going on? It's Jed.
It's big.
This is Lit Logic. We are on episode 68.
68. What's going on, y'all?
So this is the first time we ever done this. We got somebody, a guest via laptop,
Hey.
webcam. Why don't you go introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name Biggs. Appreciate being on here today.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, bro.
Word up. Appreciate you, man.
So today's topic is about the COVID-19 vaccine. There's a lot of stuff going on with it right now. There's a lot of people that are for the vaccine. There's a lot of people that are against the vaccine for obvious reasons. So we're just gonna talk about it. So, bro, I'm just gonna ask you, what is your opinion on the vaccine?
Me,
Yeah.
my opinion on the vaccine, I treat it like they do the abortion issue. Your body, your right. If you want to do it, you can do it. I don't think it should be forced. I don't think they should put in institutional or federal mandates to force people to get something that's experimental. That's actually would be against the Nuremberg trials. They put laws in place after what the Nazis did in Germany, like forcing people to go through experimentation. So I personally don't believe in getting the vaccine. I don't believe in forcing people to get it. Hopefully it works, but I mean, I'm just not for forcing it on people. And I believe that the more they continue to force it, they will cause a civil war in this country between people that got the vaccine and people that don't got it. And personally, I believe that the vaccine is nothing but alligator juice, dog piss, and gorilla nut. It's fucking alligator juice. That's what it is.
Yeah, bro, that was my whole thing. Like with them trying to force the vaccine on people, it's going to cause a divide because they're already starting to do that in places like in New York, where if you don't have a proven vaccine, you can't dine inside any restaurants or any place. You can't go to any gyms or anything inside if you're not vaccinated, which I feel like is complete crap because when y'all opened everything back up, once the numbers went down, the vaccine was only a limited quality, and you were still allowing people to come in there anyway. I mean, it's all about a dollar at the end of the day. So I feel like them trying to force things is just doing too much.
Yeah, I agree. Like not to piggyback off of what you were saying, but it should be your constitutional right. If you want to get it or not. I mean, obviously, like you said, when the numbers, when they opened up the world and the numbers were still high, a lot of people wasn't vaccinated, but they were still eating in restaurants at full capacity.
Right.
So at the end of the day, what's the difference now? It just doesn't seem. It's just something. It's something that's just not being said. Yeah, because it's like, why are you trying to force it on people now? Especially like if this is America, it's supposed to be your freedom, your right, freedom of speech, your right. You're, like you said, you're basically forcing me to take a shot that I don't want to take.
Yeah, bro, and I don't know how true it is or not, but they're saying that, for those places of employment that are forcing or mandating the vaccine, there's questions arising as if people are going to lose their jobs if they don't get the vaccine.
Because some jobs are now enforcing it. I know my job, they're starting to crack down on us, basically telling us, we have to. Especially because where I work at, we're around each other all the time.
My thing is this, the whole mandating part is the thing that's like bothering me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Because you run the risk of, you know, and me, when I was working, though I'm out of injury right now, but when I was working, we was working through the whole pandemic. You know, there was no vaccine. You just had to keep your mask on, you know, social distance,
You had to
all
pray.
that other BS. So my whole thing is, if that thing worked before there was a vaccine, not saying that it worked at all, but I'm just saying if that was the protocols, like before there was a vaccine, why can't that still be the protocols to keep people safe? Like, my whole thing is there's people that are still, that have gotten this vaccine and have still died from COVID.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what's the point? Like, everyone's body's different, everyone's body's going to react different to it, so you can still catch it.
Honestly,
You can still give it to somebody. So the only thing that the vaccine does is supposed to be quote unquote, you know, reduce the symptoms.
yeah, you still can
From-
get it, but you're just not gonna get as sick as you are. But I feel like, you know, winter time's coming up, you know, autumn, you know, fall. So that's flu season. So they're basically trying to get everybody vaccinated just to see if when flu season come around, if that will work. That's how I
But
feel
here's
like
the
it
thing,
is.
you gotta get a flu shot every year.
Exactly.
So why do I gotta keep getting a flu shot every
It
year
doesn't make sense.
if it's supposed to take care of me from getting or protect me from getting the flu? Like, now they got these different variants coming out of this COVID shit, and like, so I'm just like, so where does it really end at?
Honestly, they don't know. That's why they're trying to get everybody to take the shot, just to see if this will work, because they don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. They don't know. They know just as much as we do. Only thing is, they're just in a higher power to make that decision. So at the end of the day, how am I going to trust something that somebody says and they know just as much as me?
Yeah, bro.
No,
The crazy thing is, like, I don't know if the other ones have gotten were FDA approved, but Pfizer just got FDA approved, like maybe like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, and this vaccine been out since the beginning of the year.
Wow.
So they didn't even bother to get approval. They was just out there just push this, take the shit.
Yeah, just take the shot and let's see what happens. Like, call me in a week. It's like, there's videos of motherfuckers having magnets stuck to their arms after taking the
Yeah,
shit.
their body becomes magnetized and they sticking fucking forks and all type of shit. Your body not supposed to do that.
Niggas out here real life static shock, yo. Niggas out here static shock.
No, that'd be some wild shit if somebody gets some superpowers.
Don't tell me. Niggas be out here being beat, baby.
So, bro, what is your feelings about them trying to mandate it?
I think people need to have 10 toes down about it and fight them about it. There's too many jobs out there for people to allow their bosses and these corporations to force them into a vaccine. There's so many companies competing for work. There's a lot of people not trying to go back to work. So I'm like, if your job trying to force you to take it, you can be out of that job and find another job making more money before those mandates come into place. Another thing is, I wouldn't take a vaccine that really haven't even been fully approved. They said that the FDA approved it, but what people don't really pay attention to is that they're still in phase 3 trials testing of those vaccines. And those phase 3 trials, according to the CDC, won't be done till May of 2023. So what the fuck is going to happen to people in between?
Yeah, that's the whole thing I was saying.
Yeah, and then you got to look at that test. Like the CDC has pulled that PCR test that everybody been getting, saying that it's not reliable. The guy who created that test even said that test can't tell the difference between COVID or the flu. So you mean to tell me these millions of so-called COVID cases, last year nobody had the flu, flu was eradicated, everything is COVID. You got people brainwashed thinking that if you cough, you get a headache, you get a fever, automatically it's just COVID. Really? It's a scam. They're mandating the vaccine because Big Pharma wants their money. Moderna was $14 a share a year and a half ago. It's over $300 a share now. People getting pimped and played.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Big Pharmaceuticals gave a lot of money to these politicians in their campaigns and all type of stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like this. They said that if you want, at first, when they first talked about vaccine, anybody who wanted it could get it. Cool. But now you want to force it on people? Nah, I'm good on all of that. And me personally, I'm one of the people that don't believe that everybody in the country is going to get it. I think wearing a mask, washing your hands consistently, and social distancing works, because that's what I've been doing. And eating vegetables, taking your vitamins and herbs and all of that type of stuff on the side. I personally don't believe everybody in America is going to get it. And they tripping over the 600,000 people that died. But I mean, we're in a country full of 330 million people. Not to downplay, you know, the 600,000 that died from COVID, allegedly.
But all of them,
out of the entire population, 600,000 people out of 330 million people. Do you know cancer killed more people last year than COVID?
Yeah. And not even that, bro. And not even that. A lot of those cases of COVID wasn't even fully COVID, because a lot of them cases, them people didn't die of COVID. They had COVID, but they didn't die of COVID. They had other complications that the COVID probably, you know, but they didn't die of COVID. They just made it seem like they died of COVID because, you know, of the symptoms that they had. But a lot of those people that died of COVID were older people. They were older people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in New York, most of the people that died in New York, they had all them crazy numbers, but 90% of those deaths came from nursing homes.
Yeah, damn.
That's partly why they came in Governor Cuomo about it, because they're trying to cover it up.
And another thing that was sad about that whole COVID thing is the way they just went about like everything with the hospitals and, you know, like, granted, shout out to, you know, the doctors and the nurses that were out there, you know, risking their lives, you know, but I felt like they was they wasn't prepared. You know, how do you run out of supplies and you knew that this was coming?
I don't think they knew it was coming.
They said this.
They had speculation,
and they should have been prepared.
They were like, I don't think nobody was predicting this shit to hit as hard as it did.
Still gotta be prepared.
My thing is this, to not try to get too off topic, but with this whole thing, like, and not to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like this whole thing was planned.
Why do you want to tap into that a little bit?
Because there was a lot of money made off this whole thing. Like bro was just saying with stocks and stuff, but even like that, when they shut down everything, the prices of freaking stocks and shit just fell to the bottom. And then once everything started, that's when everyone started buying shit. And then once shit started opening back up again and shit started skyrocketing, all those people made money. Another thing is population control. Like, because you look at it, the majority of people that died from this virus were the elderly and African American.
And reckless ass people.
So
reckless ass people.
Again, and I think this vaccine is another thing. It's like population control. You know, they say a lot of people are becoming like sterilized from this vaccine. So people are not being able to have children. There's cases where people have got the vaccine and had children, but there's people that have gotten the vaccine while pregnant, lost their child. There's people.
I wouldn't even have took that.
There's people that have gotten the vaccine and died from complications from the vaccine. There's people that got the vaccine, got COVID anyway, and still died from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. You're putting a mandate on something that hasn't even been proven to fully even work. That's my whole issue. Like you sitting there trying to say, oh, you gotta have this done by this amount of time, like for what? Yeah. And my thing is, if you're pushing this vaccine so much, why does it matter? If you're already vaccinated, then why does it matter? That's the thing.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, pretty much comes down to it. Like to me, like it don't work.
They said this shot didn't work. We're gonna give y'all another one. We're gonna see if this one works.
Yeah, but now I'm hearing that they say that you got to get a booster.
And in less than 8 months, you're telling them they need a booster shot.
Yeah.
But it works, and it's highly effective. The word that Dr. Fauci uses, aka Dr. Fraudy, That's what I call him, fraudy. He said it has like a 98% efficacy rate or something. If it's that high, then why do you need a booster? And more importantly, I compare this vaccine because I'm not anti this vaccine. Because if they said that this vaccine was like the polio shot, and polio completely has been eradicated in the modern world. For the most part, yeah, you have a few cases here and there, but for the most part, people who get the polio vaccine, it's done. You don't get it ever.
Yeah, but
unless there's symptoms and don't have to overwhelm the hospitals. It never stops transmission. But if it wasn't about that, then why is it that when transmissions and they say that the cases are going up, that they're complaining about? The vaccine was never created to stop transmission. The cases are going to continue to go up even more. It's just that the hospitals aren't supposed to be overwhelmed. And another thing you said about if the vaccine worked, I don't give a damn if the vaccine did work. You still shouldn't force people to get it.
yeah,
It's about a fundamental right. If I let you force me to take a vaccine, what other thing are you planning on forcing on me down the road, being that I caved to that one thing? What's next?
yeah.
We basically doing what Hitler did to the Jews. You're going to wear that fucking star, or you can't go here, or here. Really? You even had Joe Biden recently. They reported this in the media about how Joe Biden was considering doing interstate vaccine mandate, meaning you couldn't drive your car down 95 without a vaccine. But governors came at his neck like, yo, how are we going to enforce that?
Yeah,
You going to have people at the checkpoints or whatever? Like, nah.
yeah, I'm not getting out of my car.
There's too many resources that you would have to use to even do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you gotta
So to show how desperate they are to try and put that thing in people's arms. And if it was really that good, you wouldn't have to force it on people. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
like,
the way
the fact
you're
that
going
you're
about it.
forcing it is turning more people off about the shit anyway.
Yeah, because it's like you're basically like saying I better do it. It's like,
Yeah, like it went
better.
from trying to convince you to do it to now you have to do it, or you can't enjoy, the regular.
You can't go to the restaurant. You can't sit in the inside with the good folks if you don't get vaccinated.
Which is fine by me, but that's
Like,
I just ordered some shit to take it home.
I can watch TV at home.
Yeah, like that was never really an issue for me.
I get it. Like I would love to go sit at restaurants, but it's like at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to be forced to take something. And I'm a grown ass person. That's like you being a kid and your parents force you to take that nasty medicine. You got to, right? So when you become a grown ass person, you're not taking that shit no more. So as a grown ass person, how do you expect other grown ass people to react when you sit there and be like, you better do this shit or you gonna miss out? It's like, well, I'm gonna miss out then, motherfucker, because
yeah, basically, because there's people that really don't.
It's good that they put that in place, to be honest. And I'm gonna tell you why. The only reason why I'm cool with the restaurant shit is this: people gonna get healthier because they're not buying that bullshit. They gonna cook at home, and those businesses, unfortunately, they're gonna go down the drain. That's just how it is. And they better not ask for no fucking stimulus, spread no bailout because you discriminated against people.
shout out to them cheddar biscuits.
For them, impeding on their rights and not getting an inoculation. And you want to bail out, you want my tax dollars after I was willing to patron. Now it's your business, but now that I won't get a shot, you was down for it? Nah, I'm good. Go ahead and file bankruptcy. Close up shop. In other words, as we say in the hood, pack it the fuck up.
But bro, that's another thing.
Against alligator juice, and you want me to get the shot so I can sit in your restaurant, give you my money, and still get COVID at your restaurant because the vaccine don't work.
Yeah,
Basically,
No.
that shit never made sense to me anyway, bro. Like, all right, you gotta come here, you gotta wear your mask, but when you sit at the table, you don't gotta wear it. Like if you had the virus, that shit's just gonna sit at the table with you. It's not gonna get up and go
it's
nowhere.
gonna be right in that fucking mask. Like it's gonna be when you take it off.
Like that
you
shit,
put it
that
on,
shit
it's
never
gonna be right in
made
the
that
mask.
shit never made sense to me.
Exactly. As if COVID stops moving when you take your mask off to eat.
Yeah.
Like COVID be like, you know what? Let me stop killing them real quick so they can enjoy their meal for the night. And
Basically.
Yeah.
then when they finish, I'm gonna kill them again.
this big outbreak of this COVID shit right now, this is my philosophy. Y'all might agree. I want to hear from both of y'all on this. I believe the COVID outbreak right now that's so, dynamic and massive came from the CDC telling people, all those people that got that fucking vaccine, they could take their mask off. So you add them plus the people that already was refusing to wear a mask, period, anyways, they spread this shit all over the place. That's what happened, and now it came back to bite them in the ass, so then they reversed course and said, no matter if you had the vaccine or not, you still gotta wear a mask. You still gotta social distance.
Yeah, the whole point of the vaccine is for me not to wear the mask.
That's what
That was the whole point of the vaccine, because they said when you get the vaccine, you got a little card, little badge of honor, you ain't gotta wear the fucking mask. But now
they spread it.
Yeah, because they don't know. That's why, because they don't have a clue. They know just as much as we do, so they don't know.
I'm glad you're giving them that much credit, because you know what? I believe these people are evil. I think they know exactly what they're doing because they're making Big Pharma a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And the federal government made hospitals rich. Like, for example, during this pandemic, people wasn't going to their regular doctors in the hospitals and stuff for, whatever procedures and stuff they needed. So if you hit your head on a fucking toilet and die, the federal government set aside money saying, we're going to pay hospitals extra money to deal with COVID patients. So if you died after falling and hitting your head on the toilet, when you got to the hospital, you were a COVID patient all of a sudden.
Yep.
Putting people on ventilators that didn't need to be on ventilators because they got a hell of a lot of money just to do it.
Yeah.
And you got nurses all over the country that resigned over this.
Yeah, because they knew what was up.
Crazy.
They knew what was up. There
was a lot of stories of people that work in hospitals that were saying that people that were dying from other things were being labeled as dying from COVID.
Yeah. Because just like I was saying, every case wasn't a COVID case. They just labeled it as a COVID case. There was people dying of heart attacks, but they labeled it as COVID because they said complications of COVID. Like you said, there was people in there, older people that was just dying because it was just their time. It was just old age. But they labeled it as COVID because of what was going on, for the pandemonium to get people to, I do get what you're saying.
Scare tactics.
Yeah.
If it was really that bad before it got into our country, and I'm blaming Republicans too. I ain't playing no Democrat Republican side of it, but y'all want to secure the fucking border so bad to keep the kids and the families from running across the border. Why do y'all shut off all travel from China and the middle, that part of the country, the middle of Asia, into our country? Why didn't they shut it off? Well, you can't do it when all your factories move overseas and they got that cheap labor that they've been trying to make money off for decades, and then your supply chain is disrupted. So to answer your question earlier about why they prepared, all your products was made in China. China don't have a constitution. They were shooting people for coming out their crib. When they locked it down, they was like, if you come out the crib, you get shot. Yeah. So who's working these factories? Nobody. That's why if you go try and buy a used car now, the price is good because there's a shortage of them chips that they put in the cars. It's all tied together. It's about money. Why do you think the billionaires in this country break in almost $9 trillion between 50 families in this country in the middle of a pandemic? It's crazy. But yet they don't want to send no more stimulus. That's another story. But yeah. But COVID's not ending no time soon. It's not. They're going to do shit as long as they can.
They're going to be as petty as they want to be.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a couple more years of this shit.
Yeah.
I don't think our country going to be able to withstand more time with this shit. I think this will be a brawl. Like, this will be, for instance, going to be like a purge out here. People who hear me talk about the purge like I be joking. I'm dead serious. They see how many people bought guns during the George Floyd riots in this country, and you're going to have a divided country over some anti-vax shit. Niggas going to be out here fighting. You tell me. Like in France, you can't go into a grocery store in France without that vaccine. You do that in America, it's on top.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's going to be crazy. I'm talking about the most commonest person going to snap. Like, you going to have Jehovah's Witnesses rolling through neighborhoods.
I can't eat.
I can't eat. You niggas ain't sleeping.
Exactly.
you imagine that shit
They'll
though?
take over Walmart. They haven't seen looting yet. You're not going to stop hundreds of thousands of armed people that's hungry, gotta feed their kids.
No. And you making $15, you making like $13 an hour at Walmart, and you think you about to stop somebody from looting? Shit.
There you go.
Yeah, shit. They ain't doing that shit. They gonna let them loot.
You hand them keys over.
Absolutely. They ain't stupid.
Exactly. This situation is really, really crazy. That's why I've been telling people to stock up on stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have another shutdown. I mean, I know parts of the country don't want to, but I believe it's just gonna happen. I think the winter gonna be bad. But sometimes when people hear like what we talking about right now, they think that we're like COVID deniers. We're not denying that COVID real or the effects of it. We just denying like the shot in the system they got in place. Like it's real crazy. And this is wild.
Super wild. Super wild.
With this claim, I do believe we need to send another stimulus out for real. It's like, we need another. Listen, if you're saying that before y'all shut the country down because cases were high, before, technically, based on their own numbers, in some states, the COVID cases are higher now than it ever was at any point in the pandemic, especially in Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida. Then that means that you need to send another stimulus like you did the first time if you're saying cases are worse than that. Now, for the conservatives, they got a problem with spending the money because they say, and it's going to raise taxes. I got the best plan. Use all that fucking money that you were spending on that Afghanistan war that you already have set aside for that you just ended. Use that same money to send me another check. I need to get the fucking check.
I'm for real. They're like,
Send that check, yeah.
niggas always got money to go to war, but when it comes to giving it to the American people, so I've got to see what we're gonna do. We're gonna raise taxes.
I gotta see.
Yeah, nah,
Not
listen,
that ass. They be
listen,
wanting people to fight for the war. They don't want to pay nobody.
Exactly. What did Tupac say? We got money for war, but not for the poor. Listen, they think that insurrection was bad last time. You wait and get a bunch of people that's not politically angry about nothing, but they don't want to court. Everybody hungry, and you gonna have millions of people in DC taking over. And people can say, oh, the military gonna stop these people. The military and all the police departments combined is less than 4 million people. You got over 150 million gun owners in this country. If you piss off just 10 million, it's over.
Yeah.
Y'all numbered and outgunned.
Yeah, the number of
It's a wrap.
yeah, the number of gun ownership went up during the pandemic. Everybody was getting strapped when this shit was happening.
Yeah.
Like,
Niggas thought it was about to be Mad Max out here.
COVID made it worse. You got people really wilding out of here. And I've heard stories that they the prisons
Ooh, having some technical
pack of
difficulties.
fucking ramen noodles to get the fucking vaccine.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
too.
I heard of that. That's foul.
Bro, they was doing that shit at my job.
It's crazy.
Niggas was selling their soul for packs of chips.
I don't know if
They was selling their soul for bags of chips, yo.
This is straight foul. Yo. Straight foul, yo.
I don't know if you saw this, but last week, America sent, I think it was like a certain amount of vaccines. I think it was Moderna or Pfizer. One of those companies, they sent like 2 million doses to Japan. Japan tested it and said there's some type of foreign substance in these fucking vaccines, and they sent that shit the fuck back. This is public information. It was like, no, we're not giving our people this. Why was it in America was okay giving this to people? And the Japanese was like, we tested this. Thanks, but we good. We don't want what y'all have in this vaccine. It's some type of foreign substance in it. They won't fill it.
My whole thing is this: your body has an immune system. Do the right things to help strengthen your immune system to fight off the virus.
Yeah.
Like that's what they should be encouraging instead of encouraging and trying to force vaccinations. But you know that doesn't, you know, for obvious reasons they're not gonna do that because it all come down to money. So they're not gonna do shit that's gonna make, you know, you better.
No.
They gonna do shit to line their pockets up. That's really what it comes down to.
They didn't want to promote health and wellness because if they did, it would eradicate the virus. And then when it's over, you have no need for a pharmaceutical company no more because you will find natural alternatives to fix whatever's wrong with you. You wouldn't be taking all their pills. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're not going to do that. My philosophy is why didn't they bring the homeopathic doctors and natural herbalists into discussion with dealing with COVID? I know some herbalists, doctors in Philly. They got open, stores that you could go get herbs from. That if you got COVID, you can call them and they will make that little care package for you. You can pick it up outside of their business so they can mail it to you, same day delivery, and you take it and you be straight.
Yeah, but like you said, that'll take the big pharmaceutical companies out the way, and they can't have that.
Yeah, because they're gonna want their cut.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They're gonna want their cut. And if I'm making it myself without y'all, I'm not giving y'all the cut. And then that's where the problem gonna happen.
Exactly. And remember, going back to the campaign, before, during the presidential election, talked about COVID. COVID was a major talking point. It was talked about Medicare for all. This has exposed our medical system. This is why we need to have a better healthcare system. Where all that talk go to? Down the fucking drain. Where the vaccine needs to go, down the fucking drain along with it, because it was dog shit. It was all about big pharma getting their money. That's all it's about. Pharma getting their money. They don't care about lives. They don't care about anything. They want their money.
Word up.
There's only two industries that's not complaining about COVID. Big pharma and the funeral home business.
Damn.
Both are doing real good.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right, because now they letting people have funerals. I know before,
Yeah, it was.
when you died, your body just went somewhere. They was burning bodies.
Yeah, you just got cremated. That was it. There was no funeral. There was no goodbyes. That was it, which is very sad. That's very sad.
Yeah, that's a bad way to go out.
That's a very bad way to go. Especially you can't say your last respects, your last goodbyes. That's sad. They have to do a better job.
I'll say this: whatever you feel about the vaccine, that's how you feel about it. But don't try to create a divide. Don't try to look at people that don't got the vaccine some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
People that don't got the vaccine, don't be trying to, for the ones that do have it, don't be trying to, belittle or, shit like that. Like my whole thing is, I don't want to get it. I don't want it. But if you got it, that's your business. But don't try to tell me to get some shit I don't want to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Just because you was cool with it, just because you was cool with it and all that other stuff, cool. I had people sit there try to convince me to get this shit, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not getting it.
Like full out arguments.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, we're not getting it. Why do we keep talking about it? Like,
because you want to argue.
yeah, you try to tell, it's safe, all it does. I'm like, bro, however you feel about it, that's how you feel about it. But me, I'm just not. No,
I'm good off it.
I don't trust the shit.
Good.
So why would I put that shit in my body if I don't trust it? But y'all do what y'all do. Y'all feel like getting it, get it. If y'all don't feel like getting it, don't get it.
Plain and simple.
Do what you gotta do. Take care of your body. Take your herbs, like bro said. Build your immune system up, and that'll help fight this shit. Cause I got COVID, but the crazy thing was during this whole pandemic, I was exposed to this shit mad times. I was still working.
Mm-hmm.
Never caught it.
Yeah.
Never caught it. I go get my surgery for my leg. I catch it 2 days later.
Crazy shit.
It's crazy how the world works. And my symptoms weren't even like that crazy. But like I said, because I've always built my immune system. That's why I never got no flu shots. None of that stuff. I think the last time I got a flu shot, I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
But now I don't even get none of that shit. Because, you're supposed to take care of your body and your body take care of you.
Yeah. That's real shit. Real shit.
Yeah.
Well, bro,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time
Appreciate you, man.
coming through, talking on the show for us, giving your expertise.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you letting me come on here. Anytime I can spend on that alligator juice vaccine.
Listen, man, y'all already know what to do, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when we drop a video. So we got some more stuff coming for y'all. So stay tuned. Till next time, Jay.
I'm big.
This is Lit Logic. Catch y'all next time.